Well, I guess I've always known that I wanted to be a journalist. It's something I've always looked at and thought, this is what I want to do. I want to tell people stories. I want to describe stories that other people can't tell and tell them for them. And then I was lucky. I got a job. I moved down to London. It was a big upheaval. It is very stressful working in local news. It's not great at the moment, we can't sell the advertising space. It's expected to be given away free. People are used to getting their news for free now. We can't sell it, and that's why our local newspaper is struggling. That's why we haven't got enough staff, because it's not potentially a successful business. It's not your dream career. It's not what you think it's going to be. There aren't enough reporters. And considering each week there's about 10 to 12 news pages, and that's about 15, 20 stories, plus a website to keep updated all the time. It's incredibly difficult and it's incredibly stressful, and you don't have the time to go and do things that you want to do. But it is frustrating. The company, as all local newspapers are, they're not quite making enough money. There's been staffing cuts. The technology needs replacing. My laptop doesn't work properly. My phone's always going wrong. The email system's always down. It makes it very difficult to do your job. But I do sometimes get to do interesting stories, interesting things. I get to go and interview the Mayor of London, for instance, Boris Johnson. And he answered my questions very directly. He was his usual unique self. I got a lot of stories out of that. It really helped me in the newspaper that week. But also, it was fun. It was something that was interesting. It was one of those stories you want to do. You want to go and interview important people and put questions to them, challenge them on things that affect local people. And that's not the only story that's been interesting I've done. A guy who was allegedly trading guns between Afghanistan and the US and double dealing. And I had to camp outside his house. He was being extradited to the US, and I had to camp outside his house where they found 300 guns and launched stun grenades at him to arrest him because they were so afraid he could be really offensive. So that was quite scary. But it's breaking news. I had to wait for him for his curfew. His car came back. I had to try and doorstep him and ask him questions. He slammed the door in my face and told me to F off. So that was quite scary. I was waiting for the red dot on my face, so I thought I was going to have to dive out of the way, But telling those stories that otherwise wouldn't get told, those are the kind of stories that, local people want to hear. Things that happen in their area, and they don't get covered from any other source. So the future for local news, I think, is for us to move online. And it's a horrible word, and it's something that has definitely been created by journalists, but the word hyperlocal is the future. We need to create websites specifically designed around maybe a postcode, that people can really get, the news that really affects them, their particular postcode. I wouldn't give this job up for the world, because I get home every day and my housemate says to me, what have you done today? And it's always something different. It's always 3 things different. I was interviewing Boris Johnson. That morning I was interviewing a 100-year-old man on his birthday. And I don't think there's any other job where you can say that, where you can say, I'm going to be doing something bizarre, charity fun run in the morning. Might not be particularly interesting, but it gets you out of the office. And so, I wouldn't give it up for the world. This is a stepping stone, this job for me. I want to go on and do better things, more important stories. And if I'm enjoying it now, then surely I'm going to enjoy the future.